They said I wasn't the right fit. No arguments, no second chance. I took an overseas contract they never thought I'd accept. Months later, they called me, not to apologize, to save themselves. I was their lead cybersecurity analyst for 3 years, the kind of job where you're invisible when things work and blamed when they don't. Last March, during a routine audit, I found something that made my stomach drop. There was a backdoor in our client portal. Not a minor vulnerability, a full access point that anyone with basic skills could exploit. I ran the test 3 times to be sure. Then I wrote it up and brought it to my boss. His response, how long until it's actually a problem? I told him it was already a problem. We just hadn't been hit yet. He asked how long the fix would take. I said 2 weeks if we prioritized it, maybe 3 with testing. He looked at his calendar and said we couldn't afford the downtime. We were 8 days from end of quarter. The executive dashboard was finally green. He told me to schedule it for next quarter and keep it quiet. I didn't argue. I just sent an email, documented the vulnerability, explained the risk, and explicitly asked for written approval to delay the remediation. He never replied. But things changed fast after that. Suddenly I wasn't getting invited to planning meetings. My access to certain systems got downgraded without explanation. My direct reports started getting reassigned to other leads. Nobody said anything directly, but the message was clear. 2 weeks later, HR scheduled a meeting. My boss was there. So was someone from finance I'd never met. They handed me a printed sheet and said the company was restructuring. Budget cuts. My role was being eliminated. No performance issues, no warnings, just you're not the right fit for where we're headed. They offered me 2 months severance, $80,400 after taxes. Then they walked me out that same afternoon. I didn't even get to say goodbye to my team. For a month, I applied everywhere. Sent 47 applications. Got 5 responses. The market was brutal. I was running out of savings when a recruiter reached out about a contract role in Dubai. 6 months, $180,000. Cybersecurity infrastructure for a financial firm. It felt too good to be real, but I was desperate enough not to care. I accepted and left. 3 weeks later. New country, new team. Clean reporting structure. People actually documented decisions. When I flagged risks, they thanked me instead of going silent. I started to forget how tense I'd been for years. 4 months in, I woke up to a notification. LinkedIn message from my old CTO, sent at 2 a.m. my time. Hey, quick question about the portal architecture you built. Can you jump on a call? I stared at it for a while, then I went back to sleep. The next morning, there were 3 more messages. Then my phone started ringing. My old boss, then someone from their legal team, then an unknown number with a US area code. I didn't answer any of them. Finally, a text came through. Just one line. This is urgent. The client portal was compromised. We need your help. That's when I understood. The backdoor I'd flagged 6 months ago, the one they'd told me to ignore so they could hit their quarterly numbers, someone had finally found it. I waited 2 hours, and I replied, what happened? The response came in 3 minutes. A ransomware group had gained access through the exact vulnerability I documented. They encrypted the entire client database, 40,000 customer records, payment information, transaction histories, everything. The attackers were demanding $2 million, but that wasn't the real problem. The real problem was that the client had found out about my original email, the one where I'd flagged the vulnerability and asked for approval to delay the fix, the one my boss never responded to. Now the client was threatening a lawsuit, negligence, willful disregard. They were talking about $4 million in damages. My old company needed my documentation. They needed proof that I'd raised the alarm, that leadership had made the decision to ignore it, because without that, the liability fell on the entire security team, including people I'd trained and cared about. They needed me to shift the blame where it actually belonged. I read the message twice, then I typed one line. My consulting rate is $500 per hour, minimum 40 hours, payment up front. There was a long pause. Then we can do $300. I didn't reply. 6 hours later, my bank account showed a wire transfer, $20,000. I sent them every email I'd saved, every vulnerability report, every unanswered request for approval. I included timestamps, screenshot trails, the full documentation of every decision I tried to escalate. Then I got back to my actual job. Last week I saw the LinkedIn updates. My old boss quietly moved to an advisory role. The CTO pursuing other opportunities. The finance guy who'd been in that termination meeting just gone. No announcement. 3 executives cleared out in 2 months. I'm still in Dubai. Contract just got extended another year. And that $20,000 bought me a very nice vacation to the Maldives. Turns out I wasn't the right fit. I was just the only one who wrote things down.